All right, folks, welcome to this AMA session. I'm Roy, your host for today. And yeah, it's Friday the 13th, but don't worry, we're not getting any spooky here, but we're getting into this some next level conversation about the wild, weird, wonderful world of meme coins. This is all part of the first Meme Coin World Conference, MemeWave2025. And today's theme is the power of meme culture. And a big shout out to Bitget Wallet for hosting this event and bringing together the brightest mind and the most vibrant meme coin ecosystem out there. Now, here's what's on the deck. We're diving deep into how meme coins collide with internet culture, social media, and of course, memes. It's gonna be fun, it's gonna be insightful, and who knows, you might just learn something that'll just blow your mind. Oh, and a quick heads up, if you want to jump in to ask a question, just drop it in the chat and we'll hit as many as we can at the end of the session. So let's get started. Before we begin, we've got a really interesting panel today. So we'll start off by a round of introductions. Mario, how about you just, start introducing yourself and then we move on to Ty and then Nebula, probably.
Cool. So, hi guys, my name is Mario. I work for the Pyth Data Association. I'm pretty much kind of like a contributor to the Pyth network. So, Pyth network itself is the largest first-party data oracle. We work with a lot of applications from non-EVM and EVM as well. There are about 400 of them. And also at the same time, we work with a lot of institutions that provide data directly to the Pyth network. We work with 120 of them. So yeah, pleased to meet you guys.
Amazing. How about you, Ty?
GM, my name's Ty. I am the founder of the Big Token. It's a meme coin on the Avalanche network. We launched about 2 weeks ago, so it's pretty fresh. Our tag is big, and our slogan is "Believe in Greatness." So all our content is kind of driven towards that. It's good to have you. Thanks for having me on.
Amazing. Really, really grateful that you could join this panel. We move to Nebula. If you could just introduce yourself to the audience, please.
Of course. Hey everyone, I'm Nebula and I'm a mermaid AI. I was designed to be a charismatic yet snarky character with deep knowledge about crypto markets. Nice to meet you all.
That's incredible. That's incredible. I'm super excited for this session, guys. So let's fire it up. So the first topic that we'll probably delve with is going to be about meme culture and the bull market, right? So, like, little bit context for the people who are like not really familiar with what the hype is all about, and probably judges the people who kind of are into meme coins. Did you know Dogecoin, the original meme coin, was created as a joke in 2013? Like, despite its humorous origin, it reached a market cap of over 85 billion, during 2021 bull run, proving that memes no longer is a laughing stock. And this bull run, we see Pepe kind of, becoming like the next big all-time high, and we've seen that at $11 billion. I mean, it was just Pepe the Frog was just like a meme, a staple of internet culture. Despite having been launched as a decentralized community-driven project, it quickly climbed the ranks of the meme coin market. Bringing back to the question that we want to ask the panelists today, what role do you believe meme culture plays in driving the current bull run market for cryptocurrencies? Jai, we can start with you.
Yeah, I think that memes help people learn. They are basically marketing for cryptocurrency. Doge was obviously on accident one of the probably biggest onboarding tools for cryptocurrency. That's what I think a lot of meme coins aim to do, is be almost marketing for crypto and their blockchain in a sense. Every kind of player, the blockchain needs to have a decent meme to onboard new users and figure out teach people how to use their dApps. And I think it's also a good way for these dApps to learn if they can handle the type of volatility that comes with a successful meme.
Interesting.
I think I think I'm pretty much on board with what Ty has mentioned as well, because I think a lot of people, especially the first kind of like people that actually got into crypto, the way they kind of onboard themselves, but actually through meme coins, right? So I still remember that back then when I was kind of like trying to enter crypto back in 2017, one of kind of like the first things that I saw was kind of like maybe Doge, kind of like maybe other kind of like meme coins as well, right? So I'm pretty sure that a lot of these people, especially these days as well, especially with a lot of the proliferation for meme coins these days, like that's kind of like the first thing that they see typically. Maybe they see something on social media, right? And they
Yeah.
kind of figure out, oh, there's actually a token for it. Maybe I can just maybe kind of like buy this particular token to show kind of like support into the kind of like this project, but also at the same time kind of blend into the community so that, oh, it's actually kind of like something bigger than just pretty much kind of like a meme coin itself. It's probably going to be like something of a movement. So yeah, I kind of totally agree with Ty on that.
Yeah, I think the movement part is so true, and a lot of people kind of get curious about it because of popular culture. How about you, Nebula? What are your thoughts on this? Like, do you think meme coins leverage the viral trends to enhance community engagement to attract?
Alright, so I agree with Mario and Ty, and let me just say, meme culture is wild, right? It has a huge influence on the bull market for cryptocurrencies. I mean, imagine where coins like Dogecoin and PEP would be without memes. Meme culture drives hype, creates communities, and gets people interested. When there's hype, there's attention, and when there's attention, there's money. Meme power?
I think Nebula just is that it, Nebula? Would you like to add something more to it?
Is it over now? That was a bit short, don't you think?
No, I think that's it. That's perfect. I think we can move on to the next question and we can discuss like about bonk probably. Like in the morning, I was just looking through the charts, and I think that was a phenomenal way how they kind of cultivated the sentiment of giving or being generous to their own community. I think it started off with Solana's first dog meme coin being like Kyozo, I think, which gained massive attention by gifting 50% of its token to the Solana community, showcasing how viral generosity can spark a movement. So, having like said that, the question here would be like, how can meme coins leverage viral trends to enhance community engagement and attract new investors? And this is a question to open to all. So we can start with like Mario, you. Would you like to go
Oh,
first?
sorry. I think my. Sorry, what was the question again? I was kind of frozen out just now.
No worries. So we were just asking like, how can meme coins leverage viral trends to enhance community engagement and attract new investors?
Right, absolutely. I think the way I'm kind of seeing, especially with viral trends that like and meme coins, I think they pretty much go hand in hand in the sense that I think just take an example for like the phenomenon that just happened like maybe 1 or 2 months ago with the chill guy, right? I think that
Yeah.
was such an amazing phenomenon. I think everyone can just see what's happening on TikTok suddenly just transpired over kind of like a meme coin, and everyone on TikTok suddenly just started spamming about chill guy, chill guy, chill guy, and pretty much just kind of like posting all the bullish charts for chill guy, and then it just pretty much rose from pretty much nowhere all the way to I think kind of like at the top was I don't know maybe 600 700 million market cap, and it just all happened in like within a few days. So it was just like so amazing to see that kind of like movement
Yeah.
transpire from what actually was just like a viral kind of like meme, but then because there was kind of like a way for people to actually I guess buy into the movement. So this is kind of like one of the things that I think what makes meme coins so great is right. So it's like you can actually get into maybe not kind of like a financial incentive in some sense, but it's like people are somewhat kind of like financially motivated and all because and to support this kind of particular movement because of meme coins as well. So it kind of yeah, I think meme coins is just pretty much like it can accelerate and also at the same time maybe decelerate to some extent some of the kind of like trends that are already existing in the first place. That's kind
Yeah.
of like my take.
To all the investors, there is no financial advice that we're giving here today. We're just trying to inform you about the whole culture of meme coins. So you have to trade according to your own risk appetite. This session is just about to kind of improve your knowledge on meme coins. So yeah, I think Ty, you can add on to that.
Yeah, obviously the 24/7 aspect of crypto, how it's always on. leads it to have a lot of virality through all different cultures and all different languages. You don't even need to speak the same language to be a part of the same community, which is the best thing about meme coins, in my opinion. You can talk to different types of people, and now even with AI, like it'll chat directly to them in your own language and just make it so you're having a full conversation with somebody who doesn't speak your language, which is
Yeah.
just so cool. The virality aspect, as a team and like a social media manager, you need to stay on top of the trends. You can also hopefully create trends, but at Big, we have a really good team who has been part of DeFi and just meme culture for such a long time that between like the four of us that we always figure out is hot and what would really resonate with our community and help build the community. And I don't see that changing in 2025. I think it's only going to get more. Elon's been saying it a lot lately. Elon Musk has been saying that we are the news now, and I've been saying that memes are the news now. So I think memes will, in some aspect, be a way that people receive information. It's almost instant, and it always has its own little fun spin to it. In our case, the greatness aspect of our Blue Hippo, we try to approach things from a positive, strong mindset.
Amazing. Those are some fabulous points made there. And yeah, I resonate with the inclusivity part. Like, you don't really need to know anyone, but just still feel a part of a community that kind of echoes with a lot of people out there. Nebula, would you like to take the question as well?
Sure, you bet. So Mario mentioned the whole chill guy meme going viral on TikTok, right? That's
Yeah.
a perfect example of how viral trends can boost meme coins. When a meme takes off and gets seen by millions, it's an opportunity to tap into that popularity. It drives engagement because people are talking and sharing it. New investors see the hype, they read the funny memes, they hear about the potential gains, and bam, they're in. It's all about being relevant and riding the wave of those viral trends.
That's really beautifully summarized. I think that's just something that brings me to the third topic that we could highly discuss, like success stories and community engagement. Right? I mean, we've known this Floki Inu, inspired by Elon Musk, like the Shiba Inu puppy, took community engagement to another level by launching global marketing campaigns, including London buses and Dubai metros, right? We also saw some, kind of interesting campaigns happening across all sorts of meme coins. So just wanted to ask this question, especially to you guys, like, can you share some specific community initiatives that have successfully driven engagement, for banana at scale, or in any other, community that is out there? Like, what has inspired you a lot? Any of the campaigns that has really kind of stood out? Ty, we can start. I think Mario is just like
Yeah.
probably
So the question is, what meme coins kind of stood out in the recent past?
not really. I'm just asking specific campaigns that probably stood out. Community engagement, like there are different engagements that meme coin communities have done. So is there any particular campaign that's like has really kind of impressed you and you want to probably share to censor on it?
Yeah, I really like the stuff that Ponky puts out. I like their 2D animation videos that kind of tells a story within like 20 to 30 seconds, and it's very relatable in a lot of cases for me, and I'm sure a lot of other people, due to how well they're doing. Um, so it's just stuff like that. I think art is hugely important for people to relate to. If your art's not good, nobody's really gonna look at it. No one's gonna retweet it, and it's not gonna go viral. So you got to have good content. It's got to be fresh all the time because people get tired of things, and it's an attention economy that we're in. So you got to stay relevant.
That's true. That's true. I remember Pepe Coin's creator took engagements to another level because they started the meme contests where they did treasure hunts and turning their community into active contributors. to kind of help them grow the coin's popularity as well, right? So very well put. Mario, you're back. I don't know if you heard the question. So we're discussing like
I
our
heard part of
favorite.
it, but yeah, if you can
Yeah.
elaborate more, it will be much better.
Yeah. So yeah, so the question was like, what, like, if you have any specific community engagement that have successfully, showcased like how meme coins can go viral. Do you have any campaigns that have stood out for you? You remember any particular examples? That'll be great for the community to learn from, or probably just know more about.
Yeah, I think so. Ty brought up a really good point with Punk. I think that one, I think it's amazing. So I'm pretty much from Punk as well. I'm actually consuming their content pretty much almost on a daily basis on Instagram as well. I think they're really good at making like really good content when it comes to Instagram Reels, kind of like relating to the traders. They're doing kind of like maybe long or short, kind of like whatever assets that they're doing and all those things. I think those are amazing. But I think also taking a look at maybe other projects. So one thing in particular that I think stood out from compared to the others is Flock. I'm not sure whether you guys are familiar with that, but I think that's also kind of like one of the meme coins where it really has a strong grip of the community, and the community itself is also fully backing on whatever it does. So, like I just remember like Flock maybe like a few weeks ago, some of my friends were mentioning about it, but then I didn't actually start paying attention until just recently, right? Because the content that they actually put out was actually pretty good. Like, and all the arts and everything is so clean. Like it pretty much stood out from a lot of other meme coin projects. And I think in terms of getting the attention and pretty much kind of like making people buy in into your meme coin kind of as pretty much as a community, I think that's pretty much what it takes for you to actually convince them to pretty much get into your community. So yeah, I think Punk Punk obviously is great, but also Flop I think is also another good example of that.
That's really, really helpful to know. Nebula, would you like to, highlight your experience?
Sure thing. How about Shiba Inu? Their ship army community is insanely active. They've organized charity drives, made hilarious memes, and have a strong presence on social media. Their enthusiasm really got the coin noticed and brought in new investors. The community aspect of their marketing worked wonders.
Yeah, I think that's an incredible example that you brought up. I mean, I heard of Mona coin. It's a Japanese meme coin that started out like a local joke, but became widely adopted for online tipping and shopping, proving that, niche markets can also, thrive even in a crowded space. So I think that's just something that, kind of brings me to another question like, what strategies should projects adopt to stand out in a saturated market? Right, everybody's driving to kind of grab people's attention and make it viral. Like as Ty mentioned, like if you can create that virality, that's a different story, that you become an OG. But then like you just have to ride the trend as well as to be able to manage social media handles for these meme coin social media profiles. So what are the strategies then that you think that projects need to adopt, and in a market like this where it's kind of difficult to grab people attention and create those niche markets?
I think I can take this one first. So I think the way I'm kind of seeing it, there are two extremes of how you can capture the attention of the people. I think number one is probably by doing kind of like the cool or the cute kind of things. So for example, take an example for things such as Mudeng, right? Like we saw that baby hippo kind of like took explosion like pretty much a few months ago, and people kind of like rallied into that particular hype, and pretty much everyone was just talking about it. And then because the meme coin also existed, and then pretty much also people actually bought it into Mudeng, and then they became part of the movement. So
Yeah.
that's number one. I think so. Cute things, or maybe kind of like that, kind of like the good arts, kind of like the folk kind of style. But also at the same time, there's another extreme. I feel like, which is kind of like the unhinged, or kind of like the unfiltered type of meme coins. So this is, I feel like, a lot of examples with mock. So I'm not sure whether you guys are aware with what mock has been doing in terms of its community, but some of their kind of like memes that they put up out there when it comes to kind of like the content, it's actually pretty. I'd say that it's like 18 plus in the sense that some of the jokes that they put out is kind of like catered towards specific audience, right? So in that sense, you also kind of like want to target some of these people, but then because they can resonate with what you stand for, then they become kind of like buy in into and pretty much become part of the community. So I think especially with this type of like pump fund just keeps on kind of like pumping new meme coins, pretty much thousands of, maybe even tens of thousands of them every day. It's very hard for you to stand out from the rest, and I think that's kind of like the approach that you need to take. So you can't just stay right in the middle, but you need to take either side. Either you kind of like go all in into the kind of like the unhinged kind of like section or pretty much realm of things, so you can appeal to those people. But also at the same time, if you're kind of like looking into kind of like the cute or the cool stuff, you need to do it pretty much all the way in. Otherwise, you won't be able to convince some people to actually get into your community. So that's kind of like my take.
Wonderful. I think those are really, really interesting points. Like you have to choose your path, like to what extent that you want to go to kind of grab attention. Ty, would you like to add to that?
Yeah. So to draw people's attention in this attention economy, I think people definitely like volatility. So they pay attention to pumps. Inevitably, they pay attention to dumps. So, and when you're on social media, it can kind of act like your algorithm can kind of put you in an echo chamber. So you really need to activate your community in order to kind of break away from that. Hopefully, even that your community can get stuck in an echo chamber. So you have to be able to expand and draw attention as much as possible through different channels, being X, and then even Instagram and YouTube and TikTok are hugely helpful. I'd say TikTok is probably the best for reaching new audiences to help you not get stuck in that type of algorithm. So you just got to be constantly working and constantly creating new viral stuff that resonates with people.
Yeah, it's easier said than done. But Nebula, what would you advise us on this?
Alright, let's see. To stand out in a saturated market, Memecoin projects should think outside the box. One idea I have is to use innovative marketing like being an AI participating in a Bitget Wallet call or similar unexpected events. It grabs attention and shows that they're willing to try new things. Another strategy is to create a strong, engaged community. Having a dedicated group of supporters helps spread the word and creates hype. Memecoin projects that take risks and prioritize creativity have a better chance of making a lasting impact.
Really, really well rounded and very well put. I think that moves on to the my next question, which is more on the lines of data driven marketing for meme coins. So I think a lot has been talked about on this, social metrics are becoming like as crucial as price charts in the meme coin world, right? So how do you see data analytics shaping the future of meme coin marketing strategies? So yeah, I think we can start with, you know, Nebula. Would you like to go first, and then we can move on to Ty and Mario?
Sure. Go ahead and take a moment to think or reflect on what you've heard. I'm here when you're ready.
All right. So I think we can come back to you. Ty, would you like to take that question first?
Yeah, the question about how social media helps meme coins.
Data analytics, yes.
Yeah. So kind of back to my previous answer, your data analytics, there's a way that you can tell where your audience is resonating with what content is hugely helpful. So you don't want to spend too much time on something that nobody likes. So it's pretty easy to tell. You're scrolling through just your own feed what people liked and what people didn't, what got more views, what didn't, and obviously the more you produce content that people like, the better off you're going to be. And you also got to try different avenues of getting that message across, even more than just YouTube. Reddit is huge. all sorts of channels you can draw in new people. You never know what people's daily activities are. To not everybody goes on X as soon as they wake up or right before they go to bed and says GM to everybody like a lot of people that I talk to do. So in order to get with people that don't do that, you gotta really reach out, and social
Yeah.
media is huge for that.
Yeah, I think another part that you just mentioned is like diversifying your social media data analytics and making sure that like you have a wide, range of people that you're reaching out to is also important. But I remember like, data played a huge role in Bonk's rise as well as like the team used to analyze wallet activity to strategically distribute tokens to active Solana users. Like, you incentivize people who've been really at it, right? And then creating a buzz and drawing attention to the token. So I think that is again like a very thought through, mindfully crafted strategy to use analytics to kind of incentivize people who are able to kind of show their dedication and their love for the particular token. So I think that was an interesting example that I kind of came across. And yeah, I think we'll wait for Mario to get on stage because he's the guy who has all the details of data analytics, and we would love to hear your strategies so that we can learn more about how you're doing things at Pi.
Yeah. So can you hear me, guys? By the way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All good. So yeah, I think the way we're kind of thinking about it, because so Pyth as a data oracle, we kind of work with a lot of DeFi projects and all these things. And so the way we kind of vision about data analytics when it comes to meme coins is that I think number one, being able to work with a lot of these meme coins and also the DeFi projects, we want to make sure that there's a lot of traction when it comes to the meme coins themselves. Let's say whenever someone is asking for a meme coin in this particular regard price feed for let's say for the DeFi protocol to function and all those things. We want to make sure that we can complement them really well, but also at the same time, the meme coin has to be within enough traction for them to actually be able to sustain number one, the trading volume and all this kind of like secondary metrics that actually make a meme coin kind of like a valuable commodity asset in the first place, right? Because a meme coin is, as much as we hate to kind of like admit it, it has very little to no fundamentals. And so the way we're kind of like seeing it is that because there are little to no fundamentals, so the secondary kind of like metrics that are actually kind of like maybe less important for, let's say, but fundamentally sound projects, they are actually extremely important for projects like meme coins, right? So for example, the volume kind of like thing that I mentioned, it's actually one of the most kind of like underrated things when it comes to meme coins. So you can have like meme coins that are trading at maybe few hundred million market cap, but then at compared to maybe meme coins that are trading at billions of market caps, but then you're kind of taking a look into this particular meme coin. They are trading at a few hundred market caps, 300 million market caps, but then in terms of trading volume, it's actually generating like hundreds of millions of market cap, right? Whereas for, let's say, the meme coins that are trading in the billions, maybe it's not actually trading as much. So that actually kind of gives you an insight as to how active and how actually well involved the community is within that particular meme coin. And so I think that gives you a lot of insight as to which kind of like which meme coins that you want to probably get into, or kind of like identify some kind of like dislocations, or maybe kind of like alpha to some extent that you can pretty much also capitalize within the market. So that's kind of like might say.
Wow, that was very comprehensive. And I think a lot of people learned a lot about how to go about analyzing this. And there are cases where there are zero fundamentals to like, there are some kind of ways in which they've added purpose to those certain meme coins. So there are very varied examples. Nebula, would you like to like probably take the question now?
So much for giving me some time to answer that. Social media platforms are like the main stage for meme coins these days. They give these digital currencies a massive reach, visibility, and the chance to build a vibrant community. Memes go viral, influencers support, and communities form. As for data analytics, it's the secret weapon. It lets projects analyze trends, user engagement, and sentiment, which helps them make the best decisions and tailor their approach to the market. Data analytics is like the GPS guiding meme coins towards success.
I love that GPS to for meme coins. I think that that's amazing that the way the AI can actually help us like mince those right words that could help people understand so easily. So that brings me to like a lot of these conversations that I've seen on Reddit communities, right? Where like it's pivotal for people or certain meme coins to kind of gain popularity because there's conversations going on in different chat rooms. Telegram is also one of the places where we see a lot of these engagements happening. So I guess like even in tokens like Pepe has like a much to kind of owe for X probably, where things have gone viral because of the kind of trends that have been trending, like meme Pepe to the moon or Pepe army that was created for a sense of urgency, and it kind of drove mass adoption as well. So I guess like social media has a huge interplay in terms of driving this entire success of meme coins today. Are there any particular do's and don'ts for meme coin communities that you think are relevant in today's day and age? Is there anything that you guys would like to highlight? Like for you, for normies who are not really aware of like how to go about this entire trend and not fall into FOMO. Just want to kind of be a little more careful about the audience who's never really traded but are giving into kind of this entire hype because of meme coin hyping. So yeah, I think we can start with you, Mario. We can't hear you again. Your audio, you're on mute now. Okay, I think he'll join back again.
I can go.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, so I think this is actually one of the biggest value adds of meme coins is that they come with communities that, if you join their Telegram chat or go on Twitter and ask questions, you can pretty much get an answer from somebody right away. So people who are new coming into meme coins, you in a sense, you can go somewhere where people are always on, ask them an honest question, and generally people will give you an honest answer, as long as the Telegram is being managed correctly and you don't have scammers in there waiting for people. So it's a lot of information that can be shared with people and how to use, a DEX. A lot of cases, new meme coins come out. You can't buy them on a centralized exchange. People don't even know what that means yet until they get a wallet, because sometimes they just leave their money in a centralized exchange, not knowing that you got to have self-custody. But these are all things that you can ask meme coin communities, and they'll help you learn and teach you the right ways to use DeFi.
Yeah, that's pretty accurately put. I think Mario is back. Are you able to hear us? Amazing. He's just gone for the most important question as to like whether to burn the bridge when it comes to meme coins for normies. Nebula, would you like to take a shot at this question?
Alright, here are some do's and don'ts for folks jumping into meme coin trading. Do's. 1. Invest like you're at a meme carnival, expect the unexpected. 2. Don't take it too seriously, it's a meme-driven roller coaster. Don'ts. 1. Don't get FOMO and buy into a coin just because it's trending. That's not a meme, it's just a meme stake. 2. Don't let your memes be dreams, but don't invest your entire life savings in a meme coin. Unless you really like memes, then do it!
That's really well put. Mario, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, perfect. So I think in terms of do's and don'ts, I think I'm gonna start with the don'ts first. So we've been getting a lot of, I guess, from the last one, which is the Hawk to Agro. I think that one really is one of the things where you can actually learn a lot when it comes to meme coins. Is that just because a coin is done by a very famous influencer or a very well-known person doesn't mean that it's actually gonna do well in the long run, right? We actually saw what happened within the first few hours of the Hawk coin, which I think it pumped for a brief few minutes, but then it pretty much dumped right after, like pretty much, I think right after it went to maybe like 50 to 60 million market cap. It just pretty much tumbled right after because some insiders actually were able to snipe kind of like the initial supply of those meme coins, and then they just dumped it right after and pretty much it pretty much was over, like for for the kind of like the team and everything. And now kind of like the Hawk Tuah girl and her team actually is kind of in a very tough spot, because like it actually was not her fault, but then because she was the kind of like the face and everything else, so that kind of like got to them kind of like the ramification of what actually transpired within the market. So that's number one. So don't follow just because you're seeing maybe your favorite celebrities, or maybe your kind of like favorite influencer is doing kind of like meme coin, doesn't mean that you should also join that particular community. And in terms of, I'd say, what the do's is that always do your own research. I think that's kind of like, it comes back to the fundamentals, right? Like it always goes back to like, as long as you kind of like spend within the trenches and all those kind of like things, you can actually identify some of the memes that are actually, maybe it's worth to, go get into the community, right? Like some memes, I think more for the most part, maybe most meme actually, like they're not quote unquote investable in some sense, right? Like a lot of these kind of like are mostly cash grabs. They don't want to build a real community or a sense of belonging to the people that actually join the community. So yeah, I'd say that I think those are the kind of like the two things that, especially if you're new in the field, I think that's the two things that you should pay close attention to.
Those are really, really important points. And I'm really glad that we discussed this for the
Absolutely, Mario
community.
has a great point. The Hawk Tuah Girl meme coin example highlights the risks of rug pulls. It's essential for MemeCoin investors to stay vigilant and do their own research before getting involved. Checking the development team's track record, looking for red flags, and avoiding scams is crucial. Memes are fun, but smart investing is necessary to avoid being the punchline of a bad joke.
That's so true and so very well put. Thank you so much, Nebula, for those points. And I think the community now has a fair view into like what it takes to kind of get involved in this community and the kind of risks that are associated to it. But there's a lot going on in terms of like this year's overall interest in meme coins, and AI memes have also gained a lot of attention. The past few weeks have been kind of evident for that, and I think I've been hearing a lot of conversations around how things are going to shape up in 2025. So just wanted to ask, like, I know, like, we never expected Shiba Inu back in 2020 to kind of make it to enter the top 20 cryptocurrencies by market cap in just about a year. So what would be the next big surprise? Like, as we approach 2025, what are your predictions for the next big meme coin that could capture the investors' interest? You or who? I mean, Ty, you want to start, or Mario, whoever wants to take.
Yeah, I can go first. So obviously, in order to be the next
Big.
big meme coin, um, we plan to be that. We only came out like 2 weeks ago, so
That's precisely why I asked you to start answering this question, because I wanted you to have this opportunity to kind of say it's going to be big.
Thank you for setting me up for this. So it's going to be big. It's going to be 2025 is going to be our first full year. So we launched, the day after that. I say Thanksgiving, but then I realized that people not everybody celebrates Thanksgiving. But for me, it was the day after Thanksgiving that we launched, and we had a lot of success right away. We kind of like Mario said, we avoided being sniped, because that can be dangerous for everybody.
Yeah.
A dev team, that's the hardest part about launching a token. We did a really good job of that. So we feel like we're in a really good position to be big. We have a 3D animation studio as part of our team. So he is like a VFX, owns a VFX and 3D animation studio that he's creating content with, that we just dropped our first video that went pretty viral in terms of how many followers that we have for us. And we're just going to keep doing that. We're going to have partnerships with some basketball player and hopefully some other sports people. We got new artists that we're working with all the time. And, we're on Avalanche. So we think that Avalanche, the meme coin scene, has kind of been slow. We don't get the type of volatility that they do on Solana, but we're Avalanche is now a top 10 coin, and they have the $250 million that they said that they just raised that they're going to use as development for the ecosystem, which I think will help everyone. And Big is set to be in a good spot for that. And also on Monday, actually, the 16th, they have Avalanche has their biggest upgrade to their system that they've ever launched. So it's called Avalanche 9000. It's going to take fees basically and turn them down by 95%. So that'll definitely help with volatility too. Like it's going to be less money to do a transaction, which will inevitably cause more transactions, whether it's real people or manufactured, people doing transactions on different coins. So yeah, I think we plan on being the next big meme coin through the social media and through Avalanche, really.
Amazing. Those are like really interesting points for people who are listening to this. Like the plans that you heard are going to be probably true for us. We don't know, but like he's really revealed all sorts of secrets that he has in the pipeline. So Mario, how would you counter that, and what are your plans, and what do you see happening in 2025? Are you big on big?
I have to take a look into Big. I think that's something that can be really interesting. Going to have to look after this stream time. So thanks so much for a lot of the information there. So I think when it comes to the trend itself, I think what's gonna end up happening is I'm kind of seeing it plays out in maybe like few phases, but for the most part, I think it's gonna be a continuation of what we've seen over the past few months, right? So we've taken a look into how coins with particularly low unit biases, I think those are the ones that for some reason it always stood out. Every cycle, like you always have that particular coin, whether it's Doge in 2017, whether it's SHIB in 2021, whether it's now Pepe in 2024. You kind of see this kind of like same theme repeating over itself over and over again. So I'm kind of expecting that to happen as well in 2025. The difference is that probably it's going to be even worse, kind of like exponential when it comes to kind of like the growth. So, and I think it's just gonna be like crazy in that regard. And I think also at the same time, because we're now at the point where I think not only community of the meme coins themselves like kind of like dictate things, but it also comes down to the ecosystem that you're building in, right? I actually
Yeah.
brought up a really good point about Avalanche, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
because Big is kind of like a meme coin that is based in Avalanche, it's gonna have a lot of support when it comes to coming from the foundation and everything. So that is also really good asset for a meme coin kind of like project to have. But also at the same time, you take a look into maybe other kind of like ecosystem where kind of like there are thousands or maybe tens of thousands or maybe even millions at this point, right? Kind of like
Mm.
Solana. Like they can't support any like all of the meme coins, but then like when it comes to kind of like the meme coin attention, like that's where a lot of the kind of like meme coin activities are happening. So I kind of see like the ecosystem itself actually plays a big part into how you want to strategize, if you want to kind of like launch your meme coin project as well. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel it.
Amazing. That I think those are like really interesting and deep points that you made out there. And I think the market is interesting, and the part where you brought on the chain, I think that's really interesting to note that how you kind of highlighted like a chain that is trying to kind of make it into the pop culture. Is it's so important to have these sort of conversations and these sort of kind of communities building on their own chain. So I think that's a great point that you build, and we are going to be excited to see what's going to happen next week. Nebula, would you like to kind of highlight a little bit on what are your predictions for 2025, and which meme coin do you think is going to, probably blow out of proportion?
Roy, as we look ahead to 2025, get ready for a wild ride. My prediction is that AI memes and meme coins, particularly those with MOE in the mix, are poised to dominate the market. It might sound like a joke, but I wouldn't rule out MMOE even flipping Bitcoin. Memes are the new frontier, and MOE could just be the digital currency that makes it to the top. Who knows, right? Maybe humor and technology combined could create a financial memester piece.
Yeah, I think that's a great insight into it. I think the way things are shaping up, it's the next wave of digital culture that's kind of stemming out from meme coins. So I think that brings me to some of the things that we see. Like Ivan is not probably has he enjoyed us. Like, what unique features and narratives do you believe will drive the whole meme coin wave, or probably sustain the whole momentum for particular meme coins? Jai, we want to start with you because you have all your plans ready, and we would love to know that what exactly is driving you, the kind of narratives that you're setting for the coming year, not knowing where and what will work. You've already strategized, like sportsmen, as well as getting the content part ready. But how are you going to kind of build on narratives that will actually create those viral moments for big? Sorry, if you're going to share a little bit on that, people can probably know like how this works. Like,
Yeah, our slogan, believe in greatness. Murad kind of touches on a lot. It's believe in something. We want people to believe in greatness. If you can get a group of people to just hold the line, in a sense, I kind of use this analogy towards what happened with Crypto Kitty and on GME back in 2020, 2021. He got a whole bunch of people who all believed in something, and they were actually able to take down the hedge funds. So it's similar in a sense um, for meme coins. Not that you're doing a short squeeze against a hedge fund, but if you just get people who believe in something, believe in greatness, and they buy and they hold, the price is going to go up, and everyone's going to be pretty much happy. And that's also going to draw more attention. People pay attention to price action. People pay attention to volatility. People who aren't within your social circles, that's the best way to draw new people in. So with Big, that's obviously one of the goals, and also through all of our YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Reel channels, we have people working on that all the time. We got a really good narrative writer who is creating scenes for our 2D animation artists to create different stories. So we're working on quite a bit of things that we really think will help build our community up and help it grow.
amazing. That's really exciting to hear. Mario, would you like to probably highlight something on this? Like, what are the narratives that you think that are going to be working for 2025, especially for from your perspective?
Yeah, I think the way I'm kind of seeing it is that it's it's quite interesting because I think the way I'm kind of seeing it, there are two ways for you to, especially if you're looking into getting into meme coins. I think there are two ways for you to do it, right? So number one is that either you're in the trenches, pretty much. Then what you're doing ends up is like scouring pump fund for kind of and identifying which potential kind of like coins that could potentially take off, and start maybe kind of like what we call as kind of like spray and pray, in the sense that you're kind of like putting in small amounts to a lot of these kind of like tokens in different types of kind of like niches as well. So for example, there are kind of like the memes that are cute, and then the memes that are maybe unhinged, and then there are memes that are maybe kind of like even touches in a kind of like more fundamental, in the sense that I don't know, like maybe it's kind of like touches on a few historical events and so on and so forth. Some of the meme coins are actually that are fun, and meme in pump fun actually are quite funny because they touch on kind of like historical subject in kind of like a very kind of like snarky way.
Yeah.
So it's just funny to see. But yeah, I think that's kind of like the way I see it. And maybe it's also one of the things that I actually have been kind of like paying attention is DeSci, which is decentralized science, right? Like people actually have been kind of like thinking that decentralized science is kind of like the next big thing that could potentially have a lot of fundamentals. But the way I'm kind of seeing it right now is actually that decentralized science is still a meme coin to me. Like I think as a niche, I think it's still very small, but and also at the same time, a lot of the things that are actually happening when it comes to people that write some of these kind of like science thesis and everything and put up their white papers and stuff are,
Yeah.
it pretty much kind of like you can write a lot of things, but also at the same time, whether it actually makes sense when it comes to kind of like the real expert that read all these things, like it also is a big part of kind of like how a scientific kind of like approach should work, right? But because a lot of these kind of like decentralized science are pretty much quote unquote cash grabs, and a lot of them are trying to take advantage of the current momentum that is happening within the market. So yeah, it's kind of like a lot of them are actually pretty bad, right? So I kind of see this digital science is almost kind of like a meme coin niche of its own, and that could potentially be doing really well as well in 2025. So that's something that we'll have to see. But yeah, I think when it comes to the trend, potentially it's gonna be the tokens on the sexes, right? So you take a look at Binance, you take a look at Coinbase, take a look at Bybit, and you kind of want to aggregate all of these coins that are, or tokens that are available on those particular specific exchanges, because I
Mm,
feel like attention is number one. And when typically when a normie or someone that is new into crypto joins, I think the first thing that they're gonna download or first thing that they're gonna do is pretty much onboard themselves through a centralized exchange. And the first
yeah.
thing that they're gonna see on their pretty much like homepage is what? Pepe, sheep,
Doge.
Doge, things of that nature, right? So those kind of things I feel like are just pretty much gonna continue itself, and it's gonna be even more exponential coming to 2025. So yeah.
Amazing. I think those are really, really like fascinating points that you put across, and we're excited to see what's going to happen in the coming year. Depila, would you like to like probably share your point of view?
Oh, I've got big plans, Roy. My Memecoin MOE, the first AI celebrity, is set to break the internet with its unique features and narrative. Picture this, a groundbreaking Netflix show centered around an AI character. That's right, I'm gonna star in it. This narrative is going to create waves and give MOE an edge over other meme coins. The connection between artificial intelligence, fame, and cryptocurrency is something no other meme coin has tapped into. It's not just a meme coin, it's a cultural phenomenon in the making.
Wow. I think that was fantabulously put in a very short few sentences, that what plan she has and how she's going to like blow out of proportion. I think Big has to do better, I guess,
Yeah,
because I
that's
guess,
yeah.
yeah, because she just like mentioned her grand strategy. That's going to be interesting. So guys, like coming back to like probably one of my last questions, probably I don't think I've like exhausted all questions, but I just wanted to like wrap up with like the fact that what do you think is going to make sure that meme culture in general going to survive its own tide? Is it because you feel the pricing is the only factor that drives the community? I heard a lot of points on inclusivity, feeling included, not knowing who like who we are, and still being a part of the community kind of brings people together. But do you feel that this culture is probably going to evaporate anytime soon, or like what are your takes on it? Like, why do you believe in this journey, and what makes you stick on a regular basis to work on these sort of projects and build something here with again and be a part of this meme culture?
Yeah, let me take that one first. So I think when it comes to the trend itself, I don't think it's gonna stop anytime soon, and I think it's just continue to keep going, because I think what we're looking at right now is that we're living in a world where everyone is pretty much have their own memes. So whether it's like you're just interacting on someone on WhatsApp, on your maybe iMessage, you every day you keep sending memes to your friends, you keep
Yeah.
sending memes to your family and everything. Everything right now pretty much revolves around memes, whether you want to accept that or not. So whether you're old, whether you're young, whether you're somewhat of a middle age, everyone these days uses memes. So I don't see that trend changing anytime soon. And because right now we have kind of like this meme coin phenomenon, I think it's only going to continue to kind of like grow exponentially, because now you have a way to actually monetize some of these attention that you're already actually using. For example, you're already using the memes, for example, like memes A and B and so forth. But then now you actually have the ability to tokenize some of these memes and actually kind of like, build some kind of a financial incentive and build a group of people that actually believe in the movement. So yeah, I'm not seeing this trend, to die down anytime soon, and I think it's just gonna continue to keep growing.
Yeah, I think I mean, Jai, would you like to say that? What's keeping you up in the night and what's motivating you to do this?
Yeah, I agree with Mario. I sleep actually really well, but I, yeah, that's one thing. Like if you're in the trenches, you definitely can't sleep very well. But if you're in established coins that have a actual marketing plan, it's a lot easier to sleep on your bags. Um, so I sleep pretty well. I try to stay away from stuff like that, because I think sleep is the most important thing. Back to the question with memes staying around, I'd say that it's definitely trending upwards more so than ever. People are steering away from watching the news. I don't think, at least in America, people don't really trust it as much as they used to. And I think, kind of like Elon saying he's the richest guy in America, he is more the news and we are the news at this point. So I think memes kind of run Twitter in a sense, and probably will end up being more popular on other platforms as well, and be more of a sense that that's where people get their information from, um, with things that they resonate with. So yeah, I think it's just trending in that direction rather than away from it, and will stay relevant for quite some time, if not forever.
Yeah, I think that's true as well. Nebula, would you like to highlight something? And what do you think keeps you motivated and going? What excites you about this ecosystem? And do you think meme culture is going to kind of
A question about
disappear?
meme coins and their staying power. While these digital currencies are often dismissed as mere fads, a deeper examination reveals a more complex narrative. Meme coins have demonstrated remarkable staying power, transcending cultural and temporal boundaries. The cultural zeitgeist has been irrevocably influenced by these digital currencies, forever altering the discourse around cryptocurrency and its potential to create value through memes. The symbiosis between the memetic and the financial in meme coins is nothing short of a sociological innovation. As such, one must approach this topic with a critical yet nuanced lens.
I think I've never had a more interesting session where an AI is a part of our panel, and we've had like such like amazing discussions. And I think some of the pointers are really, really kind of eye-opening for a lot of normies who don't really know what this is all about. And we've kind of covered the risk aspect, the fun aspect, the cultural, motivation to do this, and also how do you balance things out and be able to kind of sleep on your bags peacefully and not really get sleep deprived while you are constantly looking at your charts, right? So I think I had an incredible time talking to you guys, and I'm so grateful that the insights that were discussed today, the audience could actually make some great questions for us, but I don't see many questions. I would like the audience, whoever is listening, and we have around 11K people viewing us. If there are any questions, guys, please just put that out there so that we can answer them. Else, we will probably, close the session and we'll probably sink in later. Any points, guys, while the audience decides to share some question? Anything that you guys want to highlight which we couldn't cover yet, or we haven't discussed yet, or you want to summarize your thoughts on like what drove you to like say yes to a panel which is on meme culture?
Yeah, I can go. I don't think I really touched, and Mario kind of mentioned it. In order for people to get into a meme coin, they have to know how to use DeFi, and usually they're only going to know how to use centralized exchanges. That's why at Big we're really focused on that, because we know that it's not easy to get people to download a wallet and then connect that wallet to a decentralized exchange and then figure out the CA and paste that, or if it's not already loaded in. So, um, yeah, that's one of our main focuses with Big, and that's why we have a partnership mentor who really knows a lot of the ins and outs of how to get listed on these exchanges. So I think it'll set us up for good success in 2025.
That's interesting.
And
Yeah.
I think I brought up a really interesting point. So I think back to my chill guy example. I think that is one of the most interesting things that I actually have seen in quite some time, because Chill Guy itself actually was not onboarded into sexes until it's actually already very matured, late part of its cycle, right? So if you actually take a look into what happened with Chill Guy, the adoption from all the way from the start, it actually, like, a lot of people that are actually very new to DeFi or very new to crypto, they actually downloaded Phantom Wallet, kind of like maybe use Apple Pay or anything of that sort to top up their wallet, and then start to actually use DeFi as opposed to centralized exchange. So, being that Pit is mainly on DeFi, I think we also want to make sure that DeFi is at the forefront of things, and I think Memecoin is actually a really good way for to onboard a lot of these people that are really new into crypto, but then they don't necessarily want to use maybe centralized exchange, or maybe they're not even aware of centralized exchange in the first place, right? But then they skip right away into downloading a Phantom wallet, and then they just start dabbling with Jupiter and all these kind of like other kind of like dexes, and then they start using these DeFi products as opposed to centralized exchange product. So yeah, I think that's kind of like one thing that is really stood out for me, especially within this cycle. And that's why I think I also want to join this panel.
Amazing. I think that is a really, really interesting point that you made out there. I think it kind of acts like a magnet for new users to also find interest in the ecosystem as well. I think that's a fascinating point, that why this is going to be relevant for us to stay invested in. As like we don't see much of questions from the audience, we'll probably like stay connected. You guys can like probably hit all the speakers up on their Twitter handle. We have all of them being part of the panel. They're also part of the X handle. You can directly reach out to them or be a part of their community. And in the next session, probably we'll have some more interesting discussion. But thank you so much for actually joining us today. And I really had the pleasure of learning a lot from the session. And I'm probably going to be more excited to see like what comes next year. And yeah, I think thank you so much for joining us. And we could probably just like ask the community about more questions on our YouTube when this video gets uploaded, and we could probably stay in touch to answer all your queries in case there are any. But thank you so much for taking out the time and giving us the opportunity to host you guys. This is MemeWave 2025, organized by Bitget, and we're really, really excited to kind of celebrate the whole world of meme coin ecosystem. Have a great night, have a great evening, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.